Namaskaram and a very warm welcome to Times Now's Election Yatra. We're joining you live from Andhra Pradesh in the beautiful city of Visakhapatnam. A beautiful serene beach right behind me, but we have a very special performance lined up for you this evening, and this is the famous Kuchipudi dance of Andhra Pradesh. Very quickly before the performance, to tell you a little bit about the significance of this dance form in Andhra Pradesh, we have Bhanu Madam joining us. Tell us a little bit about Kuchipudi.
Our traditional dance is Kuchipudi. Andhra Pradesh traditional dance is Kuchipudi. It's near the village of Kuchipudi, Vijayawada. Okay.
All right. So that's the performance that we're going to see today. We're going to be speaking of the big battle that's playing out between the YSRCP versus the NDA combined versus the Congress party. But let's begin with this beautiful dance performance. All right, so that was the beautiful performance lined up for you this evening. Now let's speak about the big battle that's playing out. Visakhapatnam, now considered the executive capital. Thank you so much for joining us with your dance performance. The executive capital, it's also a political battle that's playing out over the capital, which should be the capital of Andhra Pradesh. Take a look at this report. All right, so there are two key issues in Andhra Pradesh. We are currently live from Visakhapatnam, the beautiful Radhakrishna beach behind us. This is one of the biggest district, most populous district in Andhra Pradesh. Here, there are two key issues. First, of course, of the capital. Is Visakhapatnam going to be the capital or not? The TDP and the BJP say that Amravati should be the capital of Andhra Pradesh. The YSRCP says it should be Visakhapatnam. It's the executive capital. Jagan Mohan Reddy saying that if he comes back to power, when he comes back to power, he will be taking oath from the capital of Visakhapatnam. That, and of course, as the elections are taking place, the Lok Sabha elections, is it going to be a Modi wave versus the Jagan wave in Andhra Pradesh? Where does the Congress come in? We're going to be discussing all of that. Joining us in the show this evening, Dr. Suhasini Anand, spokesperson of the BJP, Ladgala Krishna, TDP State Secretary. We have Konda Rajiv, spokesperson of the YSRCP, and Priyanka Dandi, leader of the Congress party, joining us. Thank you all for joining us. A lot to talk about, but I want to begin by asking the YSRCP, Mr. Rajiv, are we currently in the capital? Is this going to be the capital of Andhra Pradesh? Because the deadline is approaching, the joint capital of Hyderabad, the deadline for it is approaching in less than 20 days from now. We're not seeing so much movement taking place as far as the capital is concerned in Visakhapatnam.
Very warm good evening. Coming up to topic of the capital, actually there is a combined capital Hyderabad for 10 years, but the then government misused and they simply came away from there. So they said they will construct a new capital, which is only can be seen in the graphics. But now, Visakhapatnam is a good base because Visakhapatnam is a city which have a waterways, seaways, roadways, railways, port connectivity, medical, tourism, pharmaceutical, whatnot, real estate and cine field, whatnot. Everything is in Visakhapatnam. But it is a very bad fate of the Uttarandhra region. Our area or our region is being degraded from many decades. But today, Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu is the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Maybe he is a son of Kadapa, but is a God-gifted son of Visakhapatnam. Because of him, today Visakhapatnam is developing enormously. You can see there is coming an in-orbit mall in Vizag, an Infosys in Vizag, a Randstand in Vizag, a ATC Yokohama Tires in Vizag. Not only that, only Jagan Mohan Reddy sir merged Visakhapatnam, Bhimili and Anakapalli and turned the Vizag from 72 watts to 98 watts. And you see, once after the announcement of capital, Vizag as executive capital, people gave their support or agreeing as a capital. They gave Vizag mayor to Visakhapatnam. Today Vizag mayor is YSR Congress party.
Okay.
And coming to Jilla Parishad, we even won. So definitely people are waiting for seeing Jagan Mohan Reddy sir taking oath as Chief Minister as a second time, that too in Vizag.
Okay, Mr. Krishna, do you agree with the points that he said that people across Andhra Pradesh want to see Visakhapatnam as the capital?
Actually, there is no people who are thinking about the capital. What is the government ruling, the good or bad? The entire government is totally bad. The corrupted and corruption and land grabbing. The entire Jagan Mohan Reddy is ruling. The total minority people and scheduled castes and BC castes also totally suffered. And recently he introduced a land titling act. Is totally very, very bad situation to the local people. Because of the land titling act is no way concerned entire world, entire India. Because only they adapted the Niti Aayog material to this person. So previously, that Jagan Mohan Reddy is entire Visakhapatnam city where he developing, no developing. Previously, up to 2019, the entire previous government is the Chandrababu Naidu government, TDP government is totally developed. When there is no new master plan for Visakhapatnam, previous existing master plan is only one the master plan.
Okay,
There
so
is
it's
no
only on paper, not much happening on ground. Dr. Suhasini, Prime Minister Modi had also backed the idea of Amravati as capital. Jagan Mohan Reddy in power. It looks like Amravati has just turned into a ghost town. Not much happening there. The YSRCP adamant that Visakhapatnam should be the capital.
No, the only one chance will be given to the state. And after bifurcation, that chance came to the NDA government, then the BJP, TDP and Janasena-led government. So when the opportunity has come to the state, the then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has decided that Amaravati to be the capital of Andhra Pradesh. And then immediately our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji came in here, and in the year 2015, hope so, and it was inaugurated in a big level, and the representatives from various countries also came here. But that hasn't been taken forward so quickly then. Then slowly they have tried to construct, and they are tried to bring it forward with so many graphics and so much of big statements and dreams. But here, after Jagan Mohan Reddy has come into power in the year 2019, and he suddenly came out with a new idea of 3 capitals, that is executive, judiciary and legislative, which is not a possible and which is a shock to the Andhra Pradesh people. Because once when anything is taken into consideration, when one decision is taken in one government, that should be carried forward by the next government. The government is a continuous process, but not the parties. Parties may not be. So, but that...
So because of his own political agenda, he made the people suffer. That's the charge against YSRCP. How do you respond to that? That there was a process already underway. This is, a process that was already happening underway, and then the YSRCP government came in and put a halt to it.
See, if you remember, the both parties who are being aligned as an NDA in Andhra Pradesh, the same 2 parties and Janasena. The 3 came in the elections of 2014, and now again they are approaching the people. But now they are talking about the capital. But if you remember, the same Pawan Kalyan with whom they are merging and the same Chandrababu with whom they are aligning, these 2 people quoted at that time that Modi gave a pot full of mud and water. Now what Modi gave and they are being aligned. The same Chandrababu said, the Modi told that Chandrababu said AP is a sun-rising state, but the sun is not the hot sun, it's his own son Lokesh. He utilized Polavaram as ATM. These statements were given by Modi, who is the Prime Minister then and now. So now what have changed and what made them to align again?
Okay.
The same Chandrababu quoted that we are leaving NDA in 2018, stating that they said no for special category status. Now I am asking the same TDP and Janasena, did you got any assurance for granting special category status to Andhra Pradesh? What is the reason behind your aligning? The only reason behind their aligning is only attack by Jagan Mohan Reddy. Today he is asking what development is in Vizag. I told you many places. If you come forward to the roads, street lights, underground drainage, water supply to house, what not, everything is being developed day by day in Vizag. But if you go to Amravati, there will be a scene where the assembly itself There are a lot of breakages and all. If a rain falls, definitely that water directly comes into the chamber of the speaker. This is what the way developed Amravati.
But
today
where
you
was,
see,
so has enough work been done when Jagan Mohan Reddy was the chief minister, or you think that, you lost your chance, you had a government here and not enough was done to make Vizag the official capital, maybe because of non-acceptance from the people?
No, there is no non-acceptance from the people. I told you, the people of Uttarakhand, the people of this region, they are expecting Vizag to be the capital. Only taking Vizag as the base, we can compete with other states.
Okay.
If Vizag becomes a capital, I promise you within 10 years it will be another Mumbai.
Okay,
It will
but
be
it's
another
going to the
Hyderabad.
Supreme
But
Court as
yes,
well.
There is some legal issues, whatever it may be. See, we are not Chandrababu to say that we'll bring hot sun or we'll bring the sea into the land. We are not of Chandrababu, but we strive hard to keep up our promises. Definitely, we are trying our level best and we are very happy and confident. People will be with us and people will back off us. They will retain us into the power and no doubt Vizag will be the executive capital of Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
You mark my words, we'll speak again in 2024 on the oath ceremony of Jagan Mohan Reddy
Okay,
in
all
the
right.
same
Let
Vizag.
me ask where the Congress party comes in this. What is the official stand of the Congress?
Well, Pratibha, today perhaps Andhra Pradesh is the only state in the entire world perhaps which has no capital. 10 years have passed since we don't have a capital. We lost one of our major revenue generating states after the bifurcation. Most of the assets were concentrated in Telangana and we've lost that to Hyderabad. Keeping this in mind, the then UPA government have made wonderful promises to the people of Andhra Pradesh in the AP Reorganization Act. I think the subsequent parties, including the YCP and today the TDP and Janasena, hand in glove with the BJP, have failed to fight for the rights of the people of Andhra Pradesh. They have mortgaged the rights of the people of Andhra Pradesh. Today there is no party that actually questions the center, that actually fights for the right of the people. And today they're calling Vishaka as the executive capital. I fail to understand. We don't have investments. We don't have industries coming in here. But if you look at, if any investor would want to come and invest here, what he would actually look at is my rupee safe here? Is there policy stability in that state? And you don't see that kind of policy stability in Andhra Pradesh today.
So it's a lost opportunity by YSRCP as well.
It's Amravati. The next day they say, no, let's have 3 capitals, and somebody tomorrow forms the government and say, let's have a capital somewhere else. This is not going to work. We need to have some policy stability, and most importantly, we need to have parties that don't sell and mortgage the rights and interests of people of Andhra Pradesh. Congress party is determined to fight for the rights of people of Andhra Pradesh. It is the Congress party that has granted special category status to Andhra Pradesh, and the development of Andhra Pradesh is possible only through granting of a special category status.
So apart from capital, as far as special status is concerned as well, the BJP has not done enough. That's the charge being leveled by both YSRCP as well as the Congress, that the BJP could have done much more. In fact, the charge against TDP is also that they didn't fight enough to ensure special status for Andhra Pradesh. How important an issue is that for the people of Andhra Pradesh going into elections? Is that factor going to work against the BJP?
So many strides happened during the reign of BJP. And after 2014, if we observe, in the 15th Finance Commission, they realized that North-Indian states who have the special status have not been developed. And so they were in the same stage. So that is also the reason why the special package has been given to the Andhra Pradesh. So with the special status, nothing is going to come to this Andhra Pradesh. But as a part of the special category status, as a special package, 10 lakh crores of works have been done in the Andhra Pradesh, and almost 5 industrial nodes and 3 industrial corridors. And not only that, so many national institutions like IITs and IIMs, and so much of exchanging of their grants and funds have been coming to the Andhra Pradesh. So this is the reason why BJP is so confident. And the last 9 to 10 years in the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, we are just not taking in the words, but categorically we are coming with the data. And those vans have been penetrated into the urban and rural areas and stating that this much, yes, this much of data, this much was smart city funding. So Visakhapatnam, Kakinada, Amaravati and Tirupati. For that we have given 8,000 crores of rupees, and under Amrit scheme we have 32 cities have come under Amrit scheme, and we have given 4,000 crores. And so not only this, health, education,
it may not
and
be special status being given, but a lot of help that has been extended to Andhra Pradesh.
special
coming in from the
status.
center.
And
Please
see,
respond
false
to that.
promises should not be given.
This is not a man-to-man debate. It's a point-to-point debate. Please, we should give the respect to the channel, and there should not be any cross-talks while the other person is speaking. Well, come to your point. Before that, I have to address a major issue that is who was spoken about the Land Titling Act. On July 29th, afternoon 3:40 p.m., on the floor of the House, who is a PAC chairman from the TDP senior legislative member, Mr. Payyavulla Kesavala, stated that this Land Titling Act bill is being proposed by Niti Aayog from central government, which is a need of an hour. This bill should be implemented in Andhra Pradesh, and they gave their full-fledged support in the floor of the House. They also quoted that it has been implemented in Australia in 1858, which is 150 years back, and also implemented in Karnataka in the name of Bhumi, and also implemented in 2016 in Rajasthan. And there is a need. They said all these words in the floor of the House, and now they are talking rubbish regarding Land Titling Act. If they are such important and keen about the Land Titling Act, can they pose their aligned leader Modi to say that this Land Titling Act is a black act? Can do they? They cannot, but they are trying to misguide the people. If you talk about this capital also, take the Eenadu paper, recent days in 2 days back, there is an ad stating that in Amaravati, Modi is coming for the development of Amaravati. When you take the same ad in Vizag or Tirupati, Modi is coming for the development of Andhra Pradesh. What is this? Simply they're misguiding the people of Andhra Pradesh. But see, water is very intellectual than the leader or the political parties. Definitely, water will give the good treatment in the name of votes to them.
Okay. Okay, all right. So,
to add something, and here comes the party. Madam has talked about the special category status. It is the same BJP party. Back then, when Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has promised special category status to Andhra Pradesh, it is the same party, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu Garu, has promised it is the special category status has to be granted to the Andhra Pradesh for 10 years and not 5 years. And today they say it's a closed chapter. Today they say it's a closed chapter. And our Finance Minister, Mr. Nirmala Sitharaman, goes to the election campaigning and promises special category status to Goa. The Niti Aayog chairman, N.K. Singh, says that it is possible to give special category status if the cabinet decides to do so. Because cabinet is a statutory body.
Culprit here is Congress, because it has not been divided in a proper way. Closing the doors of the parliament, is it the way to divide a state? Closing the doors of the parliament, that the main culprit is Congress here. That is the reason why Andhra Pradesh is now having laid behind without any capital till now. And see, this is the fight between corruption and development. This is the fight between truth and lie. This is the fight between promises made and promises fulfilled. And this is the way the see, so many idols in the temple.
Who has not fulfilled the promises of the people? That's the question. Welfare schemes that you spoke as well, YSRCP. The centre says...
Development in Andhra Pradesh, one single point. They're setting what is the development.
Is there more support for the YSRCP in the rural areas, whereas the urban classes, are you facing any anger that finances of Andhra Pradesh have been drained in the welfare schemes that have not reached the grassroots levels?
Nothing. There is no anger in urban. There is no anger in rural. There is only love and affection from grassroots level to today.
Challenge from the BJP, Janasena and the TDP coming together?
So we are fighting. We are saying that they are contesting for 175 seats. But they don't have guts to say that they will win 175. We are contesting for 175, and we are saying, we are urging the people to give 175 out of 175 and 25 out of 25. One single point I want to quote. On what basis do you calculate either the state is developed or degraded? It is all about GSDP, right? If you calculate from 2019 to today, the GSDP has been growth of 50% in this last 4 years. Where our rank from 21 to came, it is 4th today. If you calculate the per capita income previously in 2019, it is 1,51,000. But today it is 2.1 lakhs. Even the rank got
But the
upgraded.
BJP says it was because of the centre that ensured help for Andhra Pradesh. But before that, the YSRCP has time and again been saying that there is a need for the TDP, BJP, Janasena to all come together because there's a juggernaut that has come in from the YSRCP, from Jagan's party. The charge is that the BJP and TDP until 1 year ago were fighting it out. Personal comments being made against each other. What made you come together now? The alliance at the centre, when the India alliance comes together, the BJP says this is an unholy alliance only for greed. Is that the same that's happening in Andhra Pradesh?
No, we do not want to leave any stone unturned. So this is only for this alliance is for the benefit of the Andhra Pradesh people. And earlier they have seen the alliance governance. So after them seeing the ruling of the YSCP party in the last 5 years, so many idols vandalized in the temples, and the way the criminal charges have been implemented, and the way the people have been arrested belonging to the minority and the other sections of the people, and the way the governance is been undertaken in the Andhra Pradesh. So looking at all this, the people were fed up and they do not want the YCP government again. So in the other side, on the other side, the Janasena, TDP and BJP, they thought that yes, this government is something going to do for this,
Are you on
specifically
the
for
same
this
page when it comes to key issues? Minority reservation, that's one of the issues that has divided the TDP and the BJP. The BJP, the Prime Minister himself comes out and says as long as the BJP is in power, we are not going to have religion-based reservations. The TDP says that's not our stand. We are in favor of the minority reservation.
TDP stand, Chandrababu Naidu clearly yesterday said before the minority elders, we support Muslims minorities. No doubt at all, we are working on that. And they are also
with the
support.
party that says that we are not going to support minority reservation, Muslim reservation.
We will work out on with Prime Minister Modi, no doubt at all.
One thing, actually, as per constitution, we are moving on. In the constitution, yes, reservation should be given, but not based on religion. Is it there? Is this was told by the Ambedkar? And why are they not moving on par with Ambedkar's views?
But it's your own ally who is opposing your views and saying that the TDP is in favor of
This is
it.
not the opposing the ally. We are all for the minority welfare. So that is also the reason why we scratched the triple talaq. Because it is for the welfare of the Muslim women. And so also, and one more thing, in the state, 4 lakhs of minority people belonging to Christian, Muslim, Sikh, Parsi, Jain, Buddha, all the people are getting scholarships. The pre-metric, post-metric children are getting scholarships. So these are all given by the center. So definitely we are for the well-being of the minorities also. This is only the wrong play played by the opposition.
Okay.
This, I must also talk about this unholy nexus between the parties. Today, every party in Andhra Pradesh is just hungry and thirsty for power. They have, as I said, they have sold away the rights of the people of Andhra Pradesh. What about the wonderful promises that the Congress has made to the divided state of Andhra Pradesh? What about the special category status? What about the Dugirajapatnam port? What about the Kadapa steel plant? What about the 11 central universities? What about the special package to the backward districts of Andhra Pradesh? Today, I must say, look at the arrogance with which the BJP has gone into an alliance with the TDP, and look at how comfortably the TDP is hugging BJP, because, you know, BJP has for the last 10 years
Shangla Reddy, no?
just to keep it upon Pradesh. They are making plans to sell away the Vizag steel plant. 32 people have given away the
Okay, so
life.
you're saying the Congress party stands for the people of Andhra Pradesh. We're not seeing much support on ground. Where does the Congress come in? But before that, I also want to ask you the YSRCP, because the BJP says we are also all for minority rights. We may not be agreeing on the reservation, but the BJP is also all for minority rights. We are working it out. There may be slight differences in the alliance, but we are always on the same page.
This BJP and TDP and Janasena alliance is harmful for the state. You have been observing their double-edged knife words. One people says they are yes to my reservations. Other one says, who said, did Ambedkar said? Then you ask first Babu why he is saying yes. He is your aligned party, right? You don't question Babu and you talk before the mic. Please, ma'am. Please, I'm not yet done. I'm not yet done.
Reservations done
Shouting
on the
doesn't
basis
bring
of religion.
shouting doesn't
Please
bring
underline
lies
the
into the
word
truth.
what we said.
Shouting doesn't
For
bring
you,
lies into the truth.
Nobody
You please
is
become
against
until I complain.
reservation.
I respect you as a
on the basis
I respect you as a
Okay,
speaker.
so on the basis of religion.
I'm asking
Okay,
you
all
ask
right.
your Babu.
You're saying the
Why
Prime
you are
Minister says that any reservation based on religion-based reservation is unacceptable to the BJP.
Unethical, unconstitutional.
Okay, what
It's unconstitutional. But the BJP...
Let me tell. One second. It may be unconstitutional according to the BJP. Then how it became constitutional to TDP? They should ask them, right? Public is asking. You ask Babu to say the same word. We'll bend before you. But your Babu won't say, and you say, what is this? This is what called a double-edged knife word alliance. Definitely, this is an harmful alliance. Harmful alliance for Muslim reservation.
When the BJP says it's unconstitutional, how does it become constitutional for the TDP?
In 2019 to 24, the entire minorities have suffered. The entire minorities have suffered, physically and mentally. Total. BJP. Basing on the false promises, don't make further
Big
government.
statements.
Yes.
So you're saying that the TDP
three
is in support
alliance,
for
BJP
minority
and
support?
Yes or no,
BJP
single
and
point
Janasena.
question.
BJP,
Yes or no? See,
you are
here,
not
here it is
asking,
on
you
2
are not
points.
asking.
Only 2 points, not
BJP,
more questions. Only 2 points.
Janasena
Only 2
and TDP
questions.
will
Okay.
be-
You
Okay,
said
do respond, do
only
respond.
2 questions. Only single point agenda, 2 questions. Land Titling Act, they're saying, right? You ask your Modi or Amit Shah come forward and sit in the Andhra Pradesh and give a statement to the media that Land Titling Act is rubbish.
Present
Ask them to
entire
tell
state
them.
and rural area
Ask
and
them to tell
urban
that.
area,
They
the
won't-
entire people
Okay.
are suffering.
On the issues that you were opposing before,
Simply talking and
Okay.
coming.
on the issues that you were opposing before, you are now together.
Your Modi is not aware. Your Modi don't talk
Okay,
about
okay,
it.
let him speak.
Entire land titling act is
Modi.
bluff.
See, ask him to
Have
stop. Only 2
long
questions.
crossed the line.
About the Land
Okay.
Titling
They
Act
have
and
long
about the
crossed
Muslim
the line.
reservation.
Today they
Ask
don't
your
talk
Modi,
about
Amit Shah, or
agenda.
your Nadda.
Their agenda is
Okay, all right.
Let's
Let's listen to your response. Yes.
Coming
Yes.
to the manifesto, what is this new look in the YCP's 2024
Our manifesto name itself is
Wait, I'll tell
Navratnalu
you.
Plus.
It is like plus.
Navratnalu
It is like
Plus.
there is a comedy show in
Navratnalu
Andhra.
is a big minus for you.
Jabardast
Navratnalu is not
and
working.
extra Jabardast.
That's
So
what
it
the
is
entire
a
people,
higher
all
peak of the
sectors.
We'll talk
comedy
on
show.
June 4th.
All right.
We'll talk on June 4th.
Okay,
We'll
all right.
talk on
That's
June
all
4th.
the-
Yesterday
when we
we
come to
did
the
2009 history
All right,
review.
it's for the people to decide who has done enough for the minorities, for the voters, who has done enough or not. Very quickly, as we come to the end of the discussion, I want to ask you what is the number that you want to put assembly elections as well as the Lok Sabha elections. What is the YSRCP expecting?
See, we have fulfilled our 99% of promises in the manifesto, and we are showing 19 manifesto and 24 manifesto, where the alliance cannot show. But if you search also, you cannot get in Google, but
Okay.
you can get our manifesto in every mobile. We have fulfilled the promises, and we are expecting more than 2019. 2019 we got 151, and we are expecting, we are urging, we are very confident that we will get 170 out of 170 and 25 out of 25.
Okay, all
This
right.
is our
25
point.
out of 25 and
Yeah.
170 out of 175.
Narayana school numbers 175 out of 100. We're living in a democracy. 175 is
Why
not
should it
possible
151 is
and
possible,
shouldn't be
175 is not
possible.
possible?
And the Congress party, as far as Congress party is
At least
concerned, we're
Congress party
contesting
should win
all the
175.
175 seats and the 25 parliamentary seats. And this time, I'm sure, with our leader, after the Bharat Jodo Yatra and Rahul Gandhi, I think the image of Rahul Gandhi has transformed, and also with the coming of the Sharmila Garu, I think the Congress party and the cadre has become very active, and we're fighting very strong. I think we're going to increase the vote share. The people have realized the hypocrisy of all the parties. They want just power. They have sold away. They're not fighting for the rights of people of Andhra Pradesh.
So what's
I
the
think
number you want to put for
soon,
Congress?
They don't have a number clarity.
no, I think we must be honest enough. Right now, our intention is to increase our vote share, and we will definitely win a good number of seats. And of course, we'll form a government. The India Alliance is going to come to power at the center.
Okay, at the center is going to be the India Alliance. Very quickly, the numbers that you want to put for the NDA Alliance in Andhra Pradesh and across the country as well.
Definitely, because India is now heading towards the third place in the world's economy. So many milestones. We are surpassing UK, Canada, Italy, everything. So, on this page, I want to give you one statement. The other opposition, the Congress head, who is supposed to be Rahul Gandhi, what he is telling is democracy is under threat, and that too, these statements are passed going to the other countries. So if this is the case with the person who is want to come into power, if he is not confident about his own country, how can we expect to be the same?
Okay, all right.
One
What's
thing.
the- what's the number?
And second thing, in the state,
I
Sharmila
must also ask
Reddy,
the
she
BJP
told that she belongs to
All right.
Telangana. She belongs to Telangana,
All
and she
right.
gave birth to her
For
children in the
somebody like
Telangana,
Prime
and
Minister
completely she is
to
for
make
Telangana.
statements
Okay,
And
so no Andhra
of a
connection to the
sudden,
Congress party.
all of a sudden,
And
she
the
closed the
Alliance,
party
your
there,
numbers.
and she came to Andhra.
Numbers, very
So
quickly,
now
what is the number you want to put in?
NDA,
How
we are
much-
definitely.
Okay, what's the number you want to give?
Entire people,
remarks against
all
the minority
sectors,
community.
business, agricultural, middle class, above middle, lower, below poverty level people, all are suffering in
So what's the
this
number that you want
government.
to give
in
for
this
NDA Alliance
government,
here?
all are in favor of the alliance, the 160 and 23. It is
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Clear majority, absolute majority, 160
Okay, what
the
do you
alliance
say?
Yes,
and
yes.
23 is the
Biggest
I
vote
agree
of
with
the
him.
decade.
Yeah, very
No,
true,
no, no,
very
no.
true, very true. Because last time
June 4th
also, there is a narrow margin of just
Okay, so
1.5%.
your numbers are going to be across the country.
is the
Charge
trend
far
going on?
here about 23 out of 25 and above 151. 160 out of 175. Okay, all right. Those are the numbers that have come in. The parties have wooed the voters. Just a few hours to go. The voters are going to decide who they they want in the state and across the country as well. We'll be here on June 4th as well, finding out what the voters have to say, who will be their elected representatives in the state as well as the country. That's it from here from Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Thank you all for joining us.
Papa, where does this rainbow start?
Let's find out.
New Taigun GT line, styled to wander.
Volkswagen.
पॉलिसी बाजार से टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लेने के कुछ साल बाद मेरी वाइफ को कैंसर डायग्नोस हुआ और वो नहीं रही। उनकी कमी तो पूरी नहीं हो सकती, पर टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस के पैसे से बच्चों की फ्यूचर की चिंता नहीं रही। पॉलिसी बाजार ने क्लेम दिलाने में बहुत सपोर्ट किया।
पॉलिसी बाजार पे 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 470 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
पिछले 75 सालों से घर घर में प्यार प्रेस्टीज में ही तो पक रहा है। जो अपनों से करे प्यार, वो प्रेस्टीज से कैसे करे इनकार?
Listen, there's a good insurance policy.
A good insurance policy. Let's ask AI. A policy in which premium payment is limited but provides income for lifetime.
LIC Jeevan Utsav.
A policy with whole life insurance cover also.
LIC's Jeevan Utsav.
Wow. Let's buy. LIC's Jeevan Utsav policy is our best choice.
Even I was telling you the same. LIC's Jeevan Utsav.
Lifetime celebration with LIC's Jeevan Utsav. Your future is set.
Times Now's election yatra bus reaches Andhra Pradesh's Rajamundry. This Lok Sabha seat is set to witness a high-pitched battle between state BJP chief Daggubatti Purandeshwari, Gudur Srinivas from YSRCP, and former Andhra Cong chief Gidugu Rudra Raju. This is one of the 6 seats BJP is contesting as part of alliance with the TDP and Janasena. Congress has had a strong presence in the seat, with the Grand Old Party winning the general elections here 10 times, but with the emergence of the TDP, the Congress influence diminished over time, with the TDP winning the seat thrice in the 9 general elections since 1982. Rajamundry is one of the few seats where the BJP has also made an impact in the state.
So in the elections here, we're in a market in Rajamundry to find out from the people who is it that they think should be their elected representative and what the election is going like. कौन सी पार्टी अच्छा काम कर रही है यहाँ पे? जगन ना और चंद्रबाबू नायडू? जगन है। जगन अच्छा काम किया है? अच्छा काम किया है। चंद्रबाबू नायडू? मोदी मोदी So Lok Sabha election Modi and assembly election Jagan अच्छा काम किया है। మీరు చెప్పండి జగన్ గారునా और చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు?
చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు పవర్ స్టార్ పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు బీజేపీ
अच्छा
नो जगन बाय जगन
జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు.
స్టేట్ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి कंट्री मोदी
కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు.
व्हाट डू यू थिंक आपको क्या लगता है?
జగన్
ఎందుకు
మంచి చేశారు హౌస్ ఇచ్చారు
okay
ఇల్లు లేదని ఇల్లు ఇచ్చారు.
Okay, so the voters here, some of them saying that it is Jagan that they feel is going to bring good changes. Some of them also speaking about the others as well, wanting to bring in a change here. Some also saying that it's the TDP that's going to do good work. So we're in Rajamundry and here the battle that's playing out on one side is the BJP state president D. Purandeshwari. On the other hand, we have with us, joining us, Dr. Guduri Srinivas, a pulmonologist who has been with an experience of over 20 years. We have the perfect background behind us as well. I love Rajamundry because one of the key things that he has spoken of in his campaigns is that he's somebody who is from the constituency. Thank you for joining us. Tell us, your debut in politics. How is it going? How is the campaign going?
It's going very well, sir, madam. For the last 3 months, I am campaigning in all my 7 segments, assembly segments. People are praising a lot our Chief Minister because he introduced 33 welfare schemes. He reduced the poverty rate from 12 to 4% right now. And he established 158 industries all over across the AP. And 13.5 lakhs crores investments came during his regime. Yeah, people are very happy, and our AP people got 4.2 lakhs jobs during his tenure. And we did very health schemes. We supported health like anything. The corporate health setup, we made it very easy because we enhanced this Arogyasri from, which was the 2.5 lakhs, we enhanced it 10 times. So Arogyasri, that is 25 lakhs coverage. And we established village clinics, family doctor concept also. So every village we are having some wellness center, and people are very happy, and they are getting free of cost. The medicines, everything is free of cost.
So you're saying that the main plank for you when you go to the voters is the welfare schemes that have been brought by the YSRCP. But the BJP on the other hand says that these welfare schemes are the reason why the state has gone bankrupt. What would you say to that?
No, madam, not at all. It is only throwing mud on our party. It is not like that. 4.2 lakhs jobs we provided for the last 58 months. In the last 2 months we suffered with COVID. The economy has destabilized, and you know very well, in the whole country. We are doing very excellent job. And another thing, the common man goes into debts only because for providing education to their children and for health reasons. We have taken care of those 2 aspects. We have invested 18,000 crores on education, only education. We provided English medium in the government schools. We renovated all the government schools. We arranged digital platforms in the schools. And we are supporting the education like anything. Even the people are studying in the private schools, we are giving Amma Vadi. And every year the mother will get money. 15,000. Vidya Devana. That means in the higher class we are providing Vidya Devana. And fees reimbursement. And hostel facility free of cost.
One side is the BJP. The Prime Minister has also campaigned here extensively. Chandrababu Naidu, he has been the Chief Minister here, and Pawan Kalyan also coming together. So that is a power-packed side. On the other side is Jagan Mohan Reddy and the welfare schemes you're saying. In the state, that's the battle that's playing out. In this constituency, on one side you have the BJP state president, and on the other side is a debutant, somebody who's just entering politics. Does that make the battle tilted in one way?
Yeah, no problem, madam. Dharma is on our side. Okay. We are very strong. That's why we are coming with a single, no alliance and nothing. We are very strong. Because they are weak, they are combining all the parties. They are coming in a group. We don't bother. We are doing excellent job in this state. So we believe the people. We believe the God. Definitely we will get very good number of seats than the before elections also, more than 150 seats.
All right, thank you so much for joining us, and all the best for your campaign. So you heard the YSRCP candidate saying the welfare schemes, the work that has been done is going to help, and for him the working factor would be the fact that he has been here, he has been serving the people. This is just going to be another role, another hat that he is going to be donning if the people vote him from the constituency. Of a lot of freedom movements as well. It has a very, very rich history. And interestingly, today in the politics, as we speak of Atmanirbhar Bharat that the Prime Minister has been speaking of, Rajahmundry in fact has a very, very interesting history of the Swadeshi movement starting from here or having a very important role. I'm right outside the Ratnam Works. This is one of the pens that had been introduced, completely made in India. That was when Mahatma Gandhi had spoken about it. Let's go inside. Let's tell you the entire story of how it all unfolded, how Mahatma Gandhi had asked for Swadeshi pens to be made, and that is when this entire movement started. Thank you so much. There is so much rich history here, so much to talk about. It was something that started so many years ago, Ratnam pens. Even now, of course, recently Prime Minister Modi had also gifted the pen to the German Chancellor Angela Merkel. So these are the pens that you're seeing. It's very, very beautiful and, so intricately made, each of it handmade. And as we speak of the history, there's also a Mahatma Gandhiji's letter, the original letter that he had written. A copy of it is here. In fact, he also has a copy of the original letter as well. Can I see the original letter that Mahatma Gandhi ji ने जो लिखा था? This was the original letter that was written by Mahatma Gandhi ji, and he had spoken about the pen as well. As he said that we are very, very thankful for the pen that you have given. He has spoken about how significant it is as well. It was started by his forefathers, kept very, very neatly, of course, very well kept behind. It's a prized possession. He was also telling us how this is going to be a possession that he will stay with him forever. This is the letter that was written by Mahatma Gandhi ji. I'll just read it out. It says, Dear Ratnam, I must thank you for the fountain pen that you have sent through Sri Kumarappa. I have used it and it seems to be a good substitute for the foreign pens. This is what he had written. Thanking him as well. Very, very interesting letter, very interesting history as well. I can see, you have kept it. वहाँ पे अपने पीछे लगाया, यहाँ बाहर नहीं रखा है, बहुत ध्यान से रखा है. ये रत्नम पेन जो है, इसकी हिस्ट्री के बारे में बताइए कि ये शुरू कैसे हुआ?
पहले 1932 में ये पेन बना दिया. महात्मा गांधी का इंस्पिरेशन से वो पेन बना दिया. मेरा फोरफादर से बना दिया. दोनों आदमी हैं, रत्नम एंड सत्यम, दो आदमी ये पेन बना दिया. इसको इंडस्ट्री 1955 से मार्केट में पेन बना दिया. नेक्स्ट सेकंड वर्ल्ड वॉर में वही पेन गोल्ड निप तो ₹2.25 ईच पेन वही टाइम में बेच दिया. वो 56 तक ठीक हो गया पेन मार्केट. नेक्स्ट गोल्ड कंट्रोल आया था. वो टाइम ने रत्नम पेन पूछे तो सबका पेन गोल्ड निप का.
In fact, so this is a 14 karat nib that each of these pens have. That's what he's speaking about. In fact, this is also the same pen that had been gifted to Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji as well. Vajpayee sahab, this is a picture that you have there as well, the pen being gifted to him. So this has been not just in, of course, India's history, but it has been in use over the last several years. It's been the pride of India as well. But जैसे आपने बताया कि जो starting हुआ था, तो महात्मा गांधी जी तब चाहते थे कि स्वदेशी पेन्स बने, क्योंकि तब के टाइम पे सारे बाहर से पेन आते थे.
स्वदेशी टोटल भी स्वदेशी, उनको विदेशी का वस्तु बाहर चल गया. अभी वही इंस्पिरेशन है, वो स्वदेशी में बनाना. मेरे फोरफादर से ये आइडिया आया था तब ऐसा भेज दिया. उसको मटेरियल जर्मनी में मिलता है, सेलुलोइड पूछता है, वो सेलुलोइड इधर इंपोर्ट करके इधर बना दिया.
तो उस समय फाउंटेन पेन्स बस बाहर से आते थे, इंडिया में कभी पहले बनता नहीं था. यहाँ पहली बार बनाया था. अच्छा, तो फिर ये रॉ मटेरियल्स आते थे, तो यहाँ पे वो फाउंटेन पेन्स देख के यहाँ पे बनवाया,
इधर बना दिया. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट गोल्ड कंट्रोल वही टाइम में सब मार्केट खराब हो गया. नेक्स्ट बॉल पेन आया था, पेनफिट कब मर गया. वो ये ना ओदी में थर्ड जनरेशन से अभी तक यही पेनफिट में बना दिया. मेरे को 55 इयर्स इसमें मेकिंग में अनुभव है.
अच्छा,
अभी तक क्या हुआ ना, इसको काम करने को कोई आदमी आता नहीं.
अच्छा.
ये टोटल भी फैमिली में फैमिली मेंबर्स में आया था। ये मेरा भाई उनको और एक भाई में बाहर गया, तो टोटल आदमी यही बना था,
पूरा फैमिली इसी में।
पूरा फैमिली बना था।
आपने बताया कि अभी तो पेन्स मशीन से बनते हैं, तो फिर आत्मनिर्भर पेन्स या इस पेन्स के आप बोल रहे हैं कि फाउंटेन पेन्स वो भी हैंडमेड वंस आर नॉट मेड एनी मोर, इतने ज्यादा बनते नहीं हैं। तो लेकिन आपको लगता है कि एनकरेजमेंट आपको अभी भी मिलता है, क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी भी इसके बारे में बहुत बोलते हैं कि आत्मनिर्भर रहना चाहिए, उन्होंने ये पेन भी गिफ्ट किया था, तो आपको लगता है कि सपोर्ट मिलता है आपको?
सपोर्ट मिलता है मैडम, कोई क्या पूछता, मैं इंटरेस्ट में आदमी नहीं है, फुल मार्केट बनाने को आदमी नहीं है। क्या होता है ना, मेरे फोर फादर्स, मेरे ब्रदर्स यही बनाते, काम करता, शाम को इधर बेचते। अच्छा। और आउट ऑफ स्टेट्स कोई चाहता नहीं। अच्छा, तो ये पेन्स अगर किसी को लेना हो तो व्हाट इज द कॉस्ट, हाउ मच डज इट कॉस्ट? यू सी हियर दिस इज 14 कैरेट गोल्ड निब्स दैट आर यूज्ड। दिस वन वाजपेयी साहब को दे दिया, वही मॉडल में मेरा आपको एक पीस मेरा पास है। अच्छा। उसको ओनली डिस्प्ले, दिस वन स्टीलिप्स। ओके। ऐसा स्टीलिप्स बनाते। हाँ। गोल्ड में ये गोल्ड नहीं बना दिया। अच्छा। ये नेक्स्ट अभी मार्केट में स्टील निब से गोल्ड निब बनाने को कोई मटेरियल नहीं मिलती, इरिडियम नहीं मिलता। जिस वन को इरिडियम डालता, वो इरिडियम नहीं मिलता। अच्छा। लेकिन फिर भी अब भी आप पूरा हैंडमेड बनाते हैं। दिस आर द पेन्स दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, लाइक यू मेंशन द निब्स आर वेरी डिफरेंट फॉर दीज रत्नम पेन्स एज कंपेयर्ड टू द अदर्स। इनफैक्ट it's made here completely handmade, each of these pens not made in the machines. If we go inside as well, we can give you a look of how the pens are made. It takes about a few days to make each of these pens. It's not made overnight, unlike in the machines as he was talking about. These are the machines that you're seeing here that is used. Very, very rich history, and this is the raw material. This is the ink that is used as well, as he was showing us. It's been made over the last several years. It continues to be made even to this day. It remains in the family, but the history is something that is not forgotten. It's something that they speak of even now, that Mahatma Gandhi wanted the Swadeshi movement to go on. He wanted pens not to be from outside, but he wanted all of the pens with the raw materials to be made completely within the country, and that's when the movement began. It was a very, very strong movement that had a very, very significant past as well, because that was one of the movements that also led to independence, with the freedom fighters asking for independence for the country that we live in today. So such is the history here. It's a very small place here in Rajahmundry. From when we go across, this is one of the smaller places that's there, but the kind of history that it has speaks for itself, and every letter that you write with this pen has 1,000 or more words to say, because this is the story of India's freedom struggle. This is the beginning of India's freedom struggle, and that's what we are talking about. Let's go around as well, speaking to other people, finding out what's the mood on ground this election season. We just took a break here to soak in some history, and of course be grateful for our forefathers for what they have done for the movement that led to India's freedom. Well, with that, we bid adieu to you from the beautiful city of Vizag, Visakhapatnam, where we were joining you live from. Tomorrow, we're speaking about the battle that's playing out in Visakhapatnam, the capital city, the executive capital of Andhra Pradesh. How important is the issue for the people of Vizag? What do the candidates have to say? What are the promises that are being made by the parties? All this and much more in our show tomorrow at 5 p.m. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.